Dans le cadre de la section LCE anglais, nous avons interviewé plusieurs professeurs du projet eTwinning Positive Vibes sur la place des filles dans les études scientifiques.
Madame Quadrado, professeure de sciences et experte sur le sujet de Villa Vocosa au Portugal, a accepté de nous répondre.
Good morning, Mrs. Quadrado.
As a scientific expert, what can we do to encourage girls to pursue science?
We must show girls that science is as good as for them that it's for boys. We must show them that role models, the scientists, the women scientists are very well known and their work is very important, so they can pursue science as good as boys do.
Who is your female scientist role model?
I really love the work that Marie Curie have done. So if I have to choose one scientist, one woman scientist, I must choose Marie Curie.
Thanks a lot for your answers.
Nous allons à présent entendre Madame Smart, professeure d'anglais à Massa au Maroc.
Good morning, Mrs. Mayor.
Are there a lot of female STEM teachers in your school?
Good morning. Concerning your first question, are there a lot of female teachers in your school? We are 84 teachers, including both middle school and high school teachers. There are 7 female teachers in middle school and 5 in high school. So the number of female teachers is very few in comparison with the number of male teachers. And in Morocco in general, the number of male teachers is higher than female teachers, not just in our school.
Do a lot of girls choose to study STEM in your country or more specifically in your school?
Concerning your second question, do a lot of girls choose to study STEM in your country or in your school? Yes, lots of girls choose to study STEM in our country, including our school. Actually, choosing science or arts is never linked to gender, but to the academic performances and preferences of the students. For example, last year, the number of female students in math class was higher than the number of male students. But this year, it's the opposite. Same thing with science, physics, and arts. So I hope I answered your questions and good luck.
Thank you, Mrs. Mayor.
Écoutons à présent Madame Zaferiopoulou, professeure de technologie au lycée d'Ilion en Grèce.
Good morning, Mrs. Saferopoulou. Thanks for accepting to answer our question.
How long have you been an ICT teacher?
Did anybody encourage you or try to discourage you when you choose to study technology?
Good morning, dear friends. It is an honor to be interviewed by you. Well, about the question how long I have been working as an ICT teacher, it is more than 27 years that I am in school education. I was lucky to be hired as an ICT teacher just 2 months after my graduation from the master degree course I had followed in electronics and automatic systems in 1994. My basic studies are in physics and I had followed postgraduate studies that are applied and seemed promising for finding a job, which actually proved to be true. I was encouraged to follow these studies by a friend of mine who was a postdoctoral researcher when I was in the 3rd year of my studies in the physics department. Nina was an open door and a new perspective to my future career, and I'm always grateful to her. I was not really discouraged by someone all these years. It was me actually that I had no trust in my skills, and no satisfaction from my competencies. But actually, that was good, as lifelong learning is an attitude that is always important. I do not believe that science or technology is a matter of being female or male. All sciences and all learning fields have difficulties, and we need to search how we can improve ourselves constantly. Well, I hope my answers do not disappoint you, and thank you again for this opportunity to communicate with you.
Partons maintenant à Los Angeles recueillir le témoignage de Madame Angie Haddad, professeure de littérature.
Hello, Mrs. Haddad.
Do you believe that women in STEM are underrepresented in your country?
Who are some American female scientists that have been your role models?
Hello, Positive Vibes partners. I'm responding to your questions. One of them is if women are underrepresented in the United States. And yes, in several fields, such as technology, politics, also African American community, the Arab American community, Asian American community, Hispanic Americans. Also, there are low wages for women in relation to men. So to answer the question is yes. And question number 2, you asked me if there is someone that I admire in the field of science, and I do admire Samira Musa, and she is Egyptian scientist, and she's considered one of the most important 20th century Arab scientists. And so since I'm a Arab American, I feel that I should answer that question. And yes, I do admire her because she received a doctorate in atomic radiation, and she became the first woman to hold the position as an assistant professor in the Cairo University. Thank you.
Many thanks for answering our questions.
Pour finir, écoutons Monsieur Patrick Schmitz, professeur de langue à Nigeden en Allemagne.
What is the proportion of female to male STEM teachers in your schools?
At my school, almost more of the STEM-related subjects are taught by all in all 13 female teachers, while only 8 male teachers have these classes. However, most of the subjects taught by female teachers are maths and science, while none of them teach technology or engineering. These 2 subjects are taught by male teachers only.
Does your school organize special events to encourage girls to study STEM?
Well, in my school, apart from the general lessons in the subjects, the STEM-related subjects, 2 different programs are important. First of all, my school participates in the German Girls' Day, which is a national official opportunity where girls can get to know more about their future jobs. And the Girls' Day is organized in a way that makes girls get in touch with STEM-related jobs, just like electronic engineer or chemical worker. However, as a teacher, also as a class teacher, I have to say that still the choice of jobs and apprenticeships is very much controlled by gender and society, as students from my last class, 10, the class left school last year actually, they chose STEM-related jobs if they were male, while most of the female students very often decided to pursue a career in the social sector.
Thank you, Mr. Schmitz.
We'd like to thank all the partners who accepted to answer our questions. Thank a lot and goodbye.
Nous remercions tous les professeurs partenaires qui ont accepté de participer à cette interview.